It says we're live, so I guess we're live. I've still got about an hour and a half before I get back to Clearwater. I have no idea if I set this up right, but I figured it would be a good time. Just kill a little bit of time, do a little bit of a chat, maybe address some things, share some thoughts. I won't know if I'm actually live until I see someone pop up in the live chat. There you are, good. Stu Cats. Obviously, I'm going to do my best not to look at my phone, you guys. Welcome, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Hope it's not too loud. It only took 4 months, you guys. It only took 4 months from the time of the car accident for my car to finally be ready. So I drove down to Miami this morning from Clearwater, picked up the car, turned right around, and headed right on back. It's about a 4.5 hour drive each way. And of course, with the Tesla, you got to stop for battery charging, which takes a hell of a lot longer than filling up with gas. Let's see. I guess I was inspired to do this chat a little bit by the fact that the car accident in the first place was me getting rear-ended by a private investigator. And whereas there is no hard evidence that that private investigator was working for Scientology, come on now. It's the chance that I get rear-ended by a private investigator driving a rental car who gives the police officer a fake address, provides false insurance information, and then hires a lawyer. Oh my God. Is it possible? It just happened to be some PI that had nothing to do with Scientology? Sure, it's possible. Is it probable? No, I don't think it's probable. And so, anyway, taking a whole day of driving down to Miami, picking up this car, driving back, not getting my Scientology videos done for the day. Just kind of brought a whole bunch of thoughts to the forefront about what it means for Scientology to win. What does success look like for Scientology when it comes to them trying to do something about this current movement of former Scientologists being able to say whatever they want on YouTube, and there's nothing Scientology can do about it. What does success look like? I hope you guys will agree with me that success looks like anything that keeps people from focusing on telling stories and putting out information that exposes the harmful abuse and practices of Scientology. Anything that distracts people off of that or keeps people from doing that is what Scientology would call success. And that's something that I remind myself of every day. It's something I'm aware of, even when I have taken the opportunities myself to do videos, not about Scientology, but about other former Scientologists. And to the extent that me doing that has maybe set a precedent or set the stage for other people doing that, I really do regret that. I really do regret that. And I'm not going to be doing that going forward, because I do not want to give Scientology a win. I don't want to give them a win. And, me being pissed off at someone or responding to some shit someone said is to the degree that it distracts off of Scientology or gets everyone fomented and whipped up, it is giving Scientology a win. So I'm really not going to do that anymore on my channel. Maybe I'll make a comment here or a comment there in the middle of other videos or Q&A videos, but I'm not going to do any content going after people in the former Scientology community. And it was self-indulgent and wrong for me to ever do that. So I apologize for that, you guys. And that being said, moving forward, it's also why, a lot of stuff has happened in the last year and a half. And even when things seemed as chaotic and hectic and anxiety-inducing as I thought they could possibly get, my go-to, my default is, hey, Nothing can stop me from doing 2 or 3 Scientology videos today. And that's always kind of been what has gotten me through some shaky times, is just keep doing what you're here to do. Keep doing what Scientology doesn't want you to do. Like, just keep doing it. And, you know, in the past, particularly about a year ago, when, you know, stuff was noisy and there was conflict and there was strife and there was all, I really was able to successfully focus, like double focus, triple focus, really on just putting out as much good, targeted, concise Scientology content as possible. And I feel like it's what really got me through those times. And more recently, I've been finding it much harder to focus. And I thought, you know what? Today's a day, of all the days when I would have a really good justification not to do a video. I'm spending 9-10 hours on the road. I was like, you know what? If I can do a video today, then I can do 3 videos tomorrow. If I can do a video today, a day when I'm driving for almost 10 hours, then tomorrow, when I'm back at home in the comfort and convenience of my little home studio there, if I can get this done today, I can get 3 videos done tomorrow. And you know, I know a lot of you guys who watch my channel don't necessarily watch, you know, the entire community or know all the drama that goes on, but I think it's safe to say every time I think the drama level cannot get higher, it does. And you know, a lot of people have asked me, am I going to respond to this? Am I going to respond to that? And I go, of course not. That's what science, of course not. And by the way, the most recent drama is not even about me, thank God. It's not even about me. For once, it's not about me. And, but you know, just because of the community, the nature of the community itself, the small nature of the community, the fact that I know almost everyone in the community. I've had almost everyone in the community on my channel. At one point in time, I've probably considered almost everyone in the community to be a friend. Even if there's drama popping off somewhere else, a lot of people do expect that I'm going to respond to it or comment on it. And the answer is just, of course not. Of course not. The age of drama, as far as I'm concerned, the age of drama is over. It's only a declaration I can make for myself, because I'm the only one that I speak for. Guys, I'll tell you what, you know, just for the sake of, and I hesitate to use the word community, and I hesitate to use the word movement, because what we're all doing here does not have to be a cohesive, collaborative thing. It could be everyone doing their own thing. So community, it doesn't have to be collaborative, but for the sake of the effort, and the effort to hold Scientology accountable for its policies and practices that destroy families, hurt children, for the sake of accomplishing exposure of Scientology. It just really would be good if people who are here to do that don't get distracted off from doing that. I just think, like, obviously, guys, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm trying to comment on these things in a way that, I don't know, it's not like anybody needs to hear me say this. It's not like any creators in this space need the advice, but, you know, every now and then, maybe it's just helpful to hear someone say it. I mean, I know I've experienced that. Just because someone gives you advice and it's helpful doesn't mean you never heard that advice before. But maybe you needed to hear that advice at that exact moment in time, or from that person, or something like that, in order for it to mean a little bit more to you at that time than maybe it ever would have previously. And so I guess in that spirit, my advice that I'm prepared to take myself, I'm prepared to take my own advice on this, is if you're a creator in this community, if you actually care about getting the word out as far and wide as possible, as often as possible, about the abusive, destructive, harmful nature of Scientology's policies and practices, if you care about helping people in Scientology leave, even if by only having videos out there that they can watch. I don't mean like physically helping them leave. I mean helping people on their path out of Scientology decompress. If you care about helping make sure people don't join Scientology by getting the word out as far as possible, I guess my advice, my request would be, please don't let yourself get distracted off of that goal. And on top of that, please do your best to make it clear to others within your sphere of influence that you're not going to let yourself get distracted off of that, and that you don't appreciate people who ask you to, or expect you to, or encourage you to, or shame you for not doing it, or engage in it themselves. Because guys, it just kind of comes down to Scientology's the one who wins. And the only way Scientology is really going to win when it comes to stopping what we're doing here right now is if they can get us to do it to ourselves. And the thing is, like, the perfect manipulation is one where you're so convinced you're not being manipulated. Does anyone really think of themselves that they're super easily manipulated? By the way, my phone's shaking all around because I'm holding it on a gimbal and it's like sticking a foot and a half up in the air. I mean, does anybody really think that about themselves? I'm someone who's really easily manipulated. I don't think so. I don't think that about myself. I don't think most people think that about themselves. And so in this community, if someone's got they've got righteous anger, they've got righteous resentment, it's like, sure, but are people getting you fired up? Are people getting you wound up, spun up? Are people, getting you wound up and pointing you in a certain direction? Are people cheerleading your takedowns of other people? I mean, I don't know. If I talk about it too long, I'll start getting into too many details and people will take it too personally. And this isn't a message targeted at any one individual. It really is targeted at the community, because I think everyone in the community who does start engaging in former Scientologist on former Scientologist violence, is definitely being egged on and encouraged by hundreds, if not thousands of people. And that encouragement can feel really good, and it can feel really validating, and it can cause one to lose sight of the fact that it's like, yeah, but is this something that should be dealt with in private? Is this something that should be dealt with on the phone? Is doing public battle with each other something that hands Scientology a win? And the flip side of this coin is, it's also, I don't know that it is the best way to approach things to always try to analyze something through the lens of, does this give Scientology a win? Just because Scientology might chalk something up as a win does not necessarily mean it's something that should never be done or can never be done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're making every decision in your life based on, would Scientology want me to do this, then Scientology's still controlling you anyway. So I know that's not exactly great advice either. But, guys, I can't tell you how ready I am to just turn the switch off on even acknowledging any fucking drama. It's like, guys, if you haven't seen Streets LA's video yesterday that he did on his other channel, Film the Police. If you guys haven't seen Streets' video on his Film the Police channel yesterday, please watch it. I think it's about 20 minutes long. The stuff that he's talking about is obviously mostly in the protester community, but it's pretty much the exact same message. And Streets and I will do a video this coming week together. Can we knock off the bullshit and get on with fucking business, for the love of God? And I guess this is also my message to you guys, my viewers. I don't care if everyone else in the community continues to light dumpster fires every single day for the next 10 years. I'm over it. I'm done with it. I'm not going to let this bullshit keep me from doing what I'm really here to do, which is to try to be Scientology's worst nightmare. Try to be David Miscavige's worst nightmare. Try to help people leaving Scientology through the SPTV Foundation. Try to get hundreds of other people to try to be Scientology's worst nightmare as well. And because it's not a zero-sum game, guys. We can all be Scientology's worst nightmare. It's not actually a competition. Yeah, let's see. Because I'm doing vertical and because I'm driving, it's almost impossible to see your guys' comments, but and it's getting a little dark, so I'm not even going to try. But let's see what else, guys. I've got some really exciting interviews coming up. Oh man, should I give away the surprise? Oh, I'm so excited about this one. So, oh my God, I really shouldn't. I need to learn how to keep my mouth shut sometimes. Hold on, let me think about this. Okay. Oh man. All right. I want to talk about it because I'm such a loudmouth. But so anyway, it'll be okay. I won't tell you what it is. But on Friday, we're gonna Friday morning, early Friday morning, because this person's over in the UK. He's not in the world of Scientology. He's not in the world of Scientology. Oh, I want to give so many clues. Okay, so here's some clues. If any of you guys guess who it is, I'm going to be super impressed, and I'll give you a shout out in the comments section if anybody guesses it. So there's something that's been happening in the archaeology space, where you've got archaeology and pseudo-archaeology. And archaeology is performed by actual professional archaeologists. And pseudo-archaeology is performed by people who are not archaeologists at all, but think that their conspiracy theories about ancient advanced civilizations make more sense than the science of archaeology. And I have been fascinated by videos about ancient advanced civilizations, and of course that gets into, were aliens involved, which of course all Scientologists believe that the ancient civilizations were being guided by alien influence. And so all Scientologists believe, okay, I know it's never correct to literally speak for all Scientologists, but almost all Scientologists will tell you the pyramids were made by aliens. Okay, actual aliens with actual spaceships and, laser cutters from the spaceships and all that shit. Well, this has all been unfolding on some of the biggest platforms in the world recently. The battle between archaeology and pseudo-archaeology. And what has been more interesting to me than seeing the biggest names in this battle go back and forth about this is seeing how their respective audiences or supporters or fans have been engaging on social media about all this. And when I saw how, like, actual scientists who know their special and know their business, they know their field, are being brutally dragged and attacked by fans of the pseudo-archaeologists, it reminded me a lot of what has been happening in the former cult spaces. And I reached out to one of my favorite people, one of my favorite persons in this space, and I'm like, because we had both recently appeared on the same podcast, separately, but the same podcast, and he'd appeared on the podcast, and then a little while later I had appeared on the podcast, and I asked for an introduction. I said, "Oh my God, I saw your videos with this guy. I would love to do a chat with him. Dying to do a chat with him about." And even though I don't know anything about archaeology, I'm a pretty good conversationalist. I can guide a conversation. It'll be interesting. And I just heard back a couple days ago that he's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to come on your channel." I'm like, "Yes, let's do it." So we're gonna record on Friday morning, early Friday morning, because he's like 5 or 6 hours ahead. And if I can not be the pathological procrastinator that I usually am, I'll try to get that footage out on Friday or Saturday morning. I'm excited. And so why am I mentioning all that? Oh, because I'm gonna try to spice things up a little bit, make things a little interesting, get a little variety going in here. The funny thing is, this particular interview is going to be a way for me to have a conversation that in some ways has nothing to do with Scientology and talk to a guy that has no reason to come on the Growing Up in Scientology channel. But because I'm fascinated with his work and I'm a fan of his, and we can compare this phenomenon of the I'm about to go over a huge bridge, guys. So oh no, I'm sorry, that was an optical illusion. If I do go over a huge bridge, I'm sure the connection's going to cut out. And I'm figuring out how to have a conversation that's essentially a non-Scientology related conversation, and figure out how to at least compare the drama in their community with the drama in the ex-cult community, and just throw it back and forth a little bit and chew on it a bit. And I'm looking forward to and I'm going to try to do as much of that as possible. If I can figure out how to talk to people who wouldn't normally come on my channel, but come up with a reason for it to make sense, I'm going to do that. That being said, guys, I've still got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of straight up pure Scientology videos to do. I'm never going to run out of that. But yeah, just looking to have a little bit more fun, you guys. Little bit more fun. I'm seeing a lot of people are guessing it's going to be Graham Hancock. How about this? Here's my biggest clue here. If it's not Graham Hancock, who would be your number 2 guess? And when I end this stream, put your guess. Who's your number 2 guess if it's not Graham Hancock? Put your number 2 guess in the comments, specifically the comments, not the live chat, the comments down below. And I'll tell you if you're right. All right, guys, that's it for now. And I'm going to figure out how to turn this off. I'll talk to you guys soon.